Shall approach the council, give name and address, and limit the presentation to 3 minutes. Mr. Bruce.
Hello, Steve Bruce from 868 G Avenue. Hello, everybody, and the audience as well. I have in my hand a list of parades, magazines, the most unwanted inventions. They did a poll. Where 2,000 people wrote in about their most unwanted inventions, and number 3 on the list is leaf blowers. I want to quote a couple people who wrote in. Yet again, my calm was rudely interrupted by the whining, obnoxious leaf blower across the street, unquote. Another one wrote in, I wonder how many decibels those things put out. I hate, hate, hate leaf blowers. Get a rake. You know, that's what bothered me first about leaf blowers was the noise. But as I investigated it more and actually approached leaf blower operators, I became ill many times. The first time was at the golf course. I was 50 yards away from a leaf blower. I felt something come right into my lungs, directly downwind from that leaf blower, and something was stuck in my throat for 3 days. I don't know what it was. The second time I was at the golf course, directly after a leaf blower had blown the area, I got very, very dizzy. And then I went to the pool to get my workout in, because I'm very robust about getting my workout in. And when I was swimming at that time, I felt that I could actually pass out while I was swimming. Another time, directly from being around a leaf blower, something came into my body. I don't know what it was, a spore, a dangerous chemical, or a pesticide that was blown up in the air. And for 2 months, I was sick. I remember laying in bed, afraid to move my head even a 1/4 inch because my brain would move inside of my head and it was horrific pain. Fourth time, I approached a gardener in my yard asking him to discontinue, and I breathed something in, and later on that day, a rash came over my body, which lasted about 10 days. The final time that I was sickened by these leaf blowers, 50 yards away, 2 houses down, over 2 rooftops. I wonder what that noise was. I opened up my door, I breathed it in, and later on that day, I could not breathe out of my nose. I could not breathe out of my nose. These leaf blowers, you know, you guys got to have a more open mind about this. It's causing illness among our people. And people don't like them because of the noise. You've done a lot of good things for our environment. I particularly like the blue canisters that were placed in the alleys recently to discard plastics and bottles and so forth. Why can't we go green in Coronado? The alternative would be rakes and brooms, or leave some of it on the ground. Of course it'll cost a little more. It might take a little more time. But it'd be a whole lot better. You know? I want to close by just asking the audience, raise your hand if you would like Coronado to put an all-out ban on blowers, leaf blowers. Use the blowers to clear out your pipes, that's fine. Keep them away from the public. Raise your hand if you would like to see Coronado ban blowers throughout and go to rakes and brooms. Go ahead and just raise your hands if you'd like to see that happen. Okay. Well, I hope none of you get sick like I have, but you can't get seriously ill breathing in these contaminants. I hope you have an open mind and start to really understand this is a very bad thing that we have, and we should ban them. Thank you very much for your time.
Hello, I'm Tom Dawson, 708 E Avenue, and I want to just start off by saying thank you for doing an incredible job. A lot of work. Just the agenda today is enough, you know, to make me think, well, why did you guys do this? But there you are, and we're glad you're on board. Steve Bruce talked about leaf blowers, and at some point he gave me the report that Coronado, the study that you all had done. It's incredible. There's a lot of good information in here, and it's not an easy fix any way around. Leaf blowers may be blowing up toxic particulates, pesticides, Roundup, fertilizers, Raid, spores, molds, feces. I mean, stuff that we wouldn't want. It's going to be in there hundreds and hundreds of times every week in our air with what we got a restriction of, I think 7 to 7, so only 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's no, there's no easy enforcement on a leaf blower issue, and it does cost more money to educate and enforce. I don't know if there's any easy answers or not. At some point, it won't sound like the person coming up and going, God, we got to get people to stop smoking in restaurants, for God's sakes, or we need to stop using DDT. Eventually, it's going to be, there'll be an issue, an environmental issue, I suppose, if there gets to be a few more of these leaf blowers. So if the council ever does decide to take a look at their report again, it's pretty interesting.